3 awesome rock hounding finds in less than an hour or less. I'll show you mine. You tell me about yours. This is Tim Talks About Everything, and today I'm going to talk about hunting in a field for rocks, fossils, artifacts, whatever you can possibly find that's interesting. All right, where I want to look here is on the high ground, because there's a creek down below where those trees are. And I figure if there were Native Americans that lived out in here, they would be on the high ground. Also, if there were things left from the glaciers, they might have a tendency to be on the high ground and then washing down to the low ground. So I'll be looking at places that have eroded and really looking for just about anything that looks unusual, anything with any rock with holes in it. And what do we have here? That is I don't know what it is, but we'll take it. Is that modern? Or is that old? That looks like a nice piece of quartzite. Might be worthy of cutting up. Put it in the bucket. I guess I should have brought a little spade to dig a little bit. That's a very nice round rock. I like it. I'll have to examine that further, because that's pretty cool, and it's very heavy. And there's something that looks like it might have been worked. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. All right. This is the rock that I see from the road, and I keep thinking, I want to get that rock. Well, now that I see it, I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with that rock. That thing is huge. And here we go with all right, that was a lot bigger than what I thought. And it's very, very full of mud. So I'm going to have to take that home. Well, that looks like something we might want to cut up. Got those holes there. We can see what's inside that. Ooh. Now that has some sparkly in it. That's some druzy. Oh yeah. Look at that. Uh-huh. That's pretty cool. That's gonna have to go home. Nice, beautiful piece. Try to find out what that is. I want to say specular, but oh, there's just a ton of stuff in here. Talk about glacial till. My goodness gracious, look at all of this. like those layers. That has a fossil-y look to it. So this is the haul from my trip out in the field. Everything is so muddy, but I just wanted you to see what I brought home. And I'm just going to wash this off a little bit so we can see a little bit better what we've got. And all of the dogs in the neighborhood has started barking at me since I'm talking now. So sorry about that. But there's a couple of rocks here that I could just barely make out something that I thought would be interesting. And so I picked them up, and they're covered with mud mostly, except for one little tiny spot. And so I just want to wash things off a little bit so we can get a better look at them. This rock in particular here, I thought was just interesting. And then when I get it home, it looks like that's a puddingstone. In a Facebook group that I'm a part of, I asked the question, how would you rate the following? Projectile point, an agate, and a puddingstone. Which would you rate number 1 as far as what you would like to find? Which would you rate number 2? And which would you rate number 3? By far, the most popular answer for number 1 was a projectile point, or an artifact of some kind. Number 2 was an agate, which I don't have an agate here, but number 3 was a puddingstone. I think I did pretty good today in an hour's walk, because I found a projectile point, an artifact. I found a fossil. This appears to be a piece of horn coral, and I found a puddingstone, a pretty good one too, I would say.